Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Varudhini Kankipati, a counselling psychologist. So I see a lot of couples who come to me for marriage therapy, and I thought that today's video I could concentrate a little bit on tips for couples who are engaged, going to get married, or thinking about getting married. And one of the things that is the most important part of the marriage is how do you start working on relationship other than just your partner, which is your partner's parents, brothers and sisters, and their side of the family. So in today's video, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about tips on improving your relationship with your in-laws. One of the things I find very common in Indian setting is, and the saying goes, right? Like when you get married not only to the individual, but it's union between two families, which is really great in terms of support and how you know you're not going to be alone. But one of the things that I have noticed is one of the biggest issues that interferes in the quality of a marriage is the relationships the partner has with the in-laws. And if that doesn't work out very well, it causes a lot of stress on the marriage and also the family. So today I want to spend a little bit of time talking about one, what can we do to improve that? And two, what are the ways that we can come to building more healthier relationship with our in-laws? So the one thing I've noticed in the couples that I see is that once they come to me and they start addressing this, by then their relationship with their in-laws is at quite a bad place. And one thing I've noticed is the partner who you would like to support you in whatever you're going through is somehow sandwiched between you and the parents. You feel very disappointed that your partner is not supporting you enough, or your partner is not able to sort out your issues with your in-laws, and you start to bring that into the way you interact with your partner and therefore the quality of your marriage. So one is, let's be preventive. Please remember that when you get married to your individual, you also need to build an independent relationship with the in-laws. And even when I mean in-laws, it's with the mother-in-law separate, father-in-law separate. And we have a lot of cultural already stereotypes fed into us, be it with hearing other people's experience of in-laws to what you watch on TV, because most of the soap operas on TV are all related to the evil mother-in-law. We have these preconceived ideas about how the in-laws are going to be and how they treat you. I want to come back, take one step forward, and remember that if we go in with those stereotypes in building these relationships, then we're not giving that individual a fair chance to be who they need to be and for you to build that relationship. So step number one, look at your in-laws as individuals. Yes, they are your partner's parents, but also they are there in your family, and you have to try and figure out how to make a relationship that might work for you and they with you too, right? For both of you. So one is, remove the stereotypes and look at the person as an individual. The second is, please try and communicate whatever you're feeling. And mostly this is related to if you feel let down by your in-law, or you feel like they've misunderstood you, or that they have an expectation that you can't meet. Whatever the reason could be that is upsetting you about them, do not go and ask your husband or your wife to come in place of communicating that with your in-laws. That's your independent relationship with your in-laws, and you have to build that open communication between them. I know this is hard. I know you would be worried about how your in-laws might take it. One of the biggest things I hear with my clients when I say, why don't you go and talk to the in-laws, is, well, I don't know if they think it's too forward, or if they're going to misunderstand and make it even worse. So these are their fears. But the bottom line, that to maintain and build that relationship, is that even if it's hard communication, you have to take it and learn to be able to communicate. So please remember, look at them as individuals. Another point I want to bring out is, if you use your partner in the middle of your communication, the partner who's the messenger always gets shot. Always, messenger gets shot. So, take yourself out of the equation of a messenger and instead encourage a direct line of communication. I'll give a simple example of this and you'll see how that accumulates. Say you had some expectation from your in-laws and you realize that you said something, but instead they did not really take your words into consideration. They did the exact opposite, and instead you are now having to adjust all your plans and everything just to accommodate what they have ended up doing. Now you might be frustrated with that. And what you end up doing is you go and complain to your partner and say, I told them directly this, but they did not take my words into consideration. And they went ahead and made their own plans, and I'm at the receiving end, I have to change everything. Now you just went and told your partner all your frustration related to your in-laws. Now then, one thing is, you're expecting your partner to listen to you. Second is, you're expecting your partner maybe to go and support you or, take an initiative and clear this confusion up. Third is, you feel unheard from your relationship with your in-laws. Now, when you're feeling all of these negative feelings, you're left with not knowing what to do about it. And so you're not going and directly talking to them about it. So you sit with that emotion and you start to feel this form of resentment and anger and hurt towards your in-laws. Now your partner, on the other hand, clearly sees that you are uncomfortable, you're upset, you are getting more and more frustrated with your parent. And so in that frustration, you go and talk to your parents. Now your parents have no clue what is going on. You go in and say, why did you do this? Why couldn't you just listen to what my spouse needed to say? And if you needed to change anything, come to me and ask me. So now what you've done is an interaction between two people. You've brought in a third person and you expect the third person to clear up everything. Now your parents come to you and say, well, we didn't know. And is that the way they feel? I didn't know that. Well, no. Well, why is it that, your spouse always thinks and feels this way? And they feel negative about that. And then they go and communicate something to you. Now you are left with more negativity and you are sandwiched between these two people. So do yourself all a favor. Do not be the messenger. And if you want to improve your relationship, directly talk with your in-laws. I understand that it's a difficult conversation, but the more open you are to having difficult conversation, you both will find a middle ground. And the biggest point is you are not sitting with those negative feelings and you're able to express what you think and feel, and at least the in-laws know what you're going through and they have a chance to either correct it or be aware that this is just uncomfortable for you. And they will probably change certain things. So I'm going to talk a little bit more in further videos on more tips. Building a relationship with your in-laws is very important. Understanding what your boundaries are between all of you is extremely important. And making sure that you have a direct line of communication is also extremely important. I hope this video has been helpful for you. And if you have any other questions or more videos related to this that you'd like to hear, please do leave your comments below, and I would love to be able to do more of these videos. So take care. I hope you liked this video. Please do share, like, and subscribe. Take care. Bye.